This past summer, 2022, there were signs says, not to use this pool. This is what's living in it. Wasn't good for the skin or the, urinary tract infections or whatever it might be. And they put a lot of money into this, and the contractor never really followed up or did the maintenance they were supposed to. So, yeah, so this is what really lives in it. There were signs says, I can't remember what the sign said about, it's not open, but, no parents or kids got bylaw tickets. It's at their own risk kind of thing. So it's at their own risk, but I mean, there's no data provided or acquired to know what's living in this and how it may or may not be harmful. So if a government can just say it's closed, but not provide the data of why and the information about the risks, then yeah, it's not due diligence, right? I mean, Castlegar, wants to be its own power in a sense, but I mean, there's a lot of big powers surrounding it, or that it's part of and that it benefits from. It's just everybody's trying to grab more pieces of power, and then transparency is lost. The public doesn't know really what's happening in these renegotiations, but I'm telling you, it's not going to be to fix this next summer, I'm telling you that, or to solve the homelessness issue or the drug addiction issue, because it gives jobs. But you know what's weird? It gives jobs to homeless people without a home, and to drug addicts to keep taking drugs. So I don't know what to tell you guys, but I'm not again going to change my future projections for these communities. And you want to blame certain people, but how many petitions did you do that wasn't like in Ottawa, that made no sense, that was so generalized and so frustrated with everything that nobody had a strong message of something that was achievable for a politician? Because when you do, maybe journalists start showing up, not just me doing vlogs that nobody watches. So thanks, Castlegar. It was nice to see a petition, but I mean, I'm telling you, I didn't get a lot of common sense from it. And I'm not specifically talking about the guy that did the interview with me in Castlegar, because he actually seems like he's capable of getting the big picture on a lot of things. But like I was watching the norm of what people were saying, or the signs they had up, or the other speakers, and it's often describing freedom as the freedom to live unhealthy lives and to teach their kids to do the same. So yeah, so what about your kids' freedom to live a healthy life? Yeah, so it's kind of weird to have conversations with people that don't get the concept of freedom, and they certainly didn't in the redneck terrorist attack winter carnival nonsense in Ottawa. And still people aren't talking about that as a case. Like if I was Trudeau, I would have said, hey, I would meet with these guys. I just don't know who's in charge, what they really want, like something in writing that makes sense. If they're asking me to resign, and I agree with them that there is somebody better that can do what they convince me is the right thing to do, that their group would support, but I mean, the politicians that did talk to them are the ones trying to get points for voters. It has nothing to do. Like Pierre, man, you should, if he gets voted in, people that he shook hands with and say, yes, I understand you and I'm going to take care of you, and yes, that's a good point. And when he makes decisions that are opposite to this, I hope that you will say, hey, I can't believe I fell for his bullshit. But the thing is there's no politician that can please everybody. Because even if a politician keeps everything exactly the same, it's not going to please everybody. If a politician applies, and that would take a human one, I don't know if any, all the right solutions, which includes, long-term, like way past his 4-year mandate, how it's going to benefit future generations, whether that politician has kids or not, sentience and sapiens makes their choices like this. And, if you don't know from my lifestyle yet, then, there's still going to be a lot of people upset because, anything that's outside of the status quo, except the status quo also has many unhappy people. So until your species grows up and figures this basic concept out, yeah, it's so ridiculous, listening to you guys talk about democracy like you have any idea about how to apply a concept like this by remaining stupid.